in this video, I'm going to show you how to pass data in React from a child component to a parent component. Now in React, basically what you can do is you have all these components and you can have children components, right? Basically using props, you can inject data from your parent to your child. And basically your props can just, propagate down through the child tree. React was not designed for it to work particularly in the opposite way. It's a more unidirectional from parent to child using props. Okay, and then each component will have its own state consisting of whatever state that component has, say, whether it's passed down from the parent using props, or you have a counter, or whatever data that's specific to that component is classified as its state. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you guys how to do is I'm going to show you guys how to pass data from a child to its parent. Okay, and this comes in handy a lot in React sometimes, for just the simple basic things. Keep in mind, this is not a very scalable solution to a lot of the issues with scoping that you will face with React. A lot of those bigger issues can be solved using state management tools like Redux or even the context APIs. All right, so let's get into it. So what I've done here is I've created just a simple basic demo app, okay? And I have I got it running on my port. So now we have this app.js, okay? So let's just create a child component. Let's do new file, and let's do child.js, okay? Child.js, okay? And let's just copy this guy here. Okay, so now child is gonna be literally a child of app, okay? And we're just gonna import React, okay, into our child. And what we're gonna do is let's just get rid of all this here. Let's get rid of all this mumbo jumbo actually. Let's just do const child, and let's make it a component. Okay, it's gonna return, some data here. So let's put an h1. We say I am the child component. Okay, and then we're gonna export this. Okay, and now we're gonna import child into our app.js, and we're just gonna do import child. Okay, and let's just get rid of all this nonsense here, and let's just render it. Okay. And now this should give us I am the child component. Okay, so now if I was to pass, just to show you guys here, let's just do count. Let's pass in just some props, okay? And let's give it a props of count, and let's just lock that inside our child. So here inside our child we can do props. All right, okay, and let's just wrap this guy into wrap it in a fragment. Okay. And let's do, let's log our props. Oops, let's do props.child. Okay. Oh no, props.count, excuse me. Okay, that should give us a 0. Okay, so now we pass data from our parent, which is app, to our child. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we want to do the reverse. Okay. So a good way to do this is let's create a function here. Let's call it. Actually, inside the component itself, we can do let's do a function call. Let's call it pull data, and let's give it some data, which we're going to pass into this function. Okay, and then we're just going to log this data. Okay, so keep in mind that we're logging this data inside our parent component. Okay, so what we'll see in the console will be the data from our child component. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this function, and we're going to pass it in as a props to our child component. All right, so let's just call it, func, and let's just pass it in. Okay, we'll pass it in there. Let's hit save. Now, when we go to our child component, what we can do is let's do props dot our props name, which is func actually, and let's invoke it. Okay, so we're just going to invoke that function because it's a function that we're passing in. Let's do I am data from the child component. Okay, let's do that. Here we have it here, and now let's go back to our there we go. Okay, so now you can see from inside app.js on line 9, we're logging the data that we're getting from our child component. So this is the data in our child component, and we're funneling it back up to our parent. Okay, pretty simple, and that's all there is to it, guys. Very, very simple, but it's a very neat trick. Sometimes if you just need to get around some state management stuff, this is a pretty neat tool, trick, excuse me, to pass data from your child component to your parent component. Okay, so I hope this helps, and also, yeah, I just want to point out, like, if you notice, we use React fragments here, opposed to just using a div. The benefit of this is mainly for performance, so don't get thrown off if you see fragments anywhere in React code, because that's all this is. It's just saving the parser from having to paint an extra node, if you will, on the DOM tree. All right, so nevertheless, hope this helped, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.